I just dropped my phone. I hope I didn't break it. I see a crack, but I don't know if it's on the phone or if it's on the, I don't know how to say, the protector. Hopefully it's not on the phone. No. Okay. It is so hot. I'm getting warm. So I have my laptop here on my lap. Hope you don't see it, but I'll time to time take my notes from there. So if you see me looking down, that is why. Okay, let's start. Today we are going to talk about where are you going to go to study your masters. In this channel, I generally create content about studying abroad, but where? That was also a question that I tried to find the answer for a long time during my research. So I thought maybe I can share the points that I needed answers in the end to be able to decide. If you have watched other videos on my channel, I already started to make some videos about how can you make your decisions regarding your master's degree. This is a part of that list. So if you haven't checked the other videos there, you can go check there. Enough chit chat, I'm starting to the important points. I would say deciding to a country and making this decision right strongly tied with setting your priorities right. All of us have different expectations from our master's studies. All of us have different goals. The country you choose should match your goals after master's. I have 5 questions that you can find the answers to and can help you decide. I would suggest you to check first the education level of the country. Some countries are really good in their education system and they have many top universities. Some countries are not like that, but they maybe have some university standing out in some area. To see this, you can go to Times Higher Education website. I'll leave the link below and you can check the ranking of the university. The ranking of the university is not everything, and the Times Higher Education sometimes is not very good at ranking universities. I think what you should do here, you should get a general idea of where the university is standing. But I think it's a good way to understand where this university stands among all universities around the world. It differs if the university is in the first 100, if the university is in the first 500. I think these are good indicators. You can check those. But as I said, please don't worry about the exact rating of the universities so much. There are some countries who has most of the top universities around the world. The first one, as you might expect, is USA. USA has many excellent universities. Also, UK, Canada, Germany and France. These are some countries who also has the great universities. In Asia, for example, China and Japan also has great universities. Second thing that you need to consider while choosing the country that you are going to study, of course, it is the expenses. The living expenses and tuition and financing yourself is different for each country, maybe for each city. Before making your decision, if that country is somewhere that you are not going to be able to afford, first check the expenses of that country. I think there is 3 points that you need to check while deciding. On the expense side, I think your finances. What I mean by your finances, are you going to be able to work in that country while you do your masters? Or your parents or your current company, will they be supporting you during your studies for your personal expenses? If it's possible to get sponsorship or some scholarships, I think it's important to start checking. And the other thing is the tuition. So the tuition regulations is different in every country. For example, if you go to Germany, most of the universities, like public universities, are tuition free. It is also same in Turkey for local students, but for foreigners it's not so expensive also. But in USA, all universities has quite high, I would say, tuition cost. It is going to affect your quality of life a lot. So tuition is also an important point that you need to see. Other than that, each country, each city has its own level of living expenses. For example, in Turkey, if you go to a small city or if you're in Istanbul, expenses will change. This is similar for all of the countries and all of the cities in the world. How expensive is the city and how expensive is the country affects how much you need to have every month a lot. For this, I suggest you to a website called Numbeo. In Numbeo, you can see how much is the rent for a small apartment, big apartment, how much you are going to spend for groceries, how much you are going to pay for an inexpensive meal or in a nice restaurant. They have these kind of small details that can help you decide to the city and the country that you're planning to go. The good thing in Numbeo, you can also compare the cities. So if you have a couple places in mind, that would be also helpful. Okay, moving on to another point. Does the university that you are going to apply requires you to know the local language? I think this is quite important because if that country doesn't have many universities who teaches in English, it is going to limit your options. But of course, there are many countries in the world that you can study in English. Some of the top countries with the most English taught master programs is Australia, USA and Canada, and also many countries in Europe such as UK, Ireland, Germany, Sweden and Netherlands, so on. There are many universities that you can study in English in Europe actually. And other than Europe, for example, in Asia, you can also go to China to study in English. And another point, do you want to work in the country after you graduated from your master's degrees? Because it's something people do. You go study there and you find the job there and you have a couple of years of experience, then you go back to your country, or maybe you don't want to go back to your country, you keep working there. What is your aim here? If you want to stay, there are lots of countries who give many options to the international students because there is a gap in their labor market and they would like to fill it with the skilled master students. Some countries, they give some visa exceptions to the graduates of the master studies in their country. For example, Australia, they love international students and they give 2 to 4 years of visa extension after you finish your master, so you can find a job and you can work there. Also, Canada is similar. It's like they give you 3 years of visa after your graduation. Ireland and UK is similar. UK wasn't like that before, but they I think it was in 2019 or 2018 they extended their visa options for the master graduates. Now you can stay in UK after your studies around 2 years. Of course, like when I say this, this 2 years is for you to find a job and settle on. If you wanna stay longer and if you have a job that can sponsor for you, you can of course stay longer even though you finished the 2 years. And also USA, there is USA gives 1 year visa for its master graduates in every field, but if you are on the STEM designated master programs, you can extend it up to 3 years. Knowing the language of the country is going to affect your chances of landing a job and also getting into a master's study. I think it's very important if you would like to learn the local language of the country. So if you are going to an English speaking country, okay, you already know English. This might be not your problem. But if you are going to Germany, if you are going to Netherlands, or if you are going to Italy, it is going to be different. For example, if you are going to Netherlands, you'll still be able to find a job speaking in English. What is great about Netherlands, around 73% of the population speaks English already. Of course, you might want to learn the local language. That's great because like more language you know, more people you know, more interactions, more art, more information. So I think knowing more than one language is a great thing. But if this is a must for you to study there or work there, it can be frustrating a little bit. For example, in Italy, after you finish your master's, it is quite hard for you to find a job if you don't know Italian. This kind of limitations that you should be careful about. I think this sums up all the suggestions that I have for you to decide which country you like to study. And if you have some more questions, you can leave it in the comments below. And also, I'm new in YouTube. I mentioned this in my first videos. I try to get better in my every video. If you like my content and if you want to see more of this topic about masters, about studying abroad, please like the videos that you like and subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you in the next videos.